from every direction, but let's just step, if you're here already and you are ready to go, step up to the top of your mat. There's still plenty of space up here. I definitely recommend being on a solid surface. I know some of you like the grass, but solid surface is really nice under your feet. And we'll step up to the top of the mat. Bring the feet together, please. Start to become aware of yourself standing in this moment, and just take a moment to turn your attention inward and pay attention to your posture. Don't look at anybody else's posture. Don't try to do what anyone else is doing. This is a moment where you check in with yourself. You feel the mat beneath your feet. You feel the breath moving through you. And it's as if you're saying, I am here and I am ready. My yoga begins now. And as long as we are in the present moment and in consciousness as we're moving and breathing today, we're doing yoga. And I know that every one of us is quite human. And so there are going to be moments that might have already happened where your mind went somewhere else. You stopped feeling your feet on the mat, and you stopped paying attention to your breath, and your thoughts took you away somewhere. And you know that's going to happen, but as soon as you notice, just come back. It doesn't mean you did anything wrong. It means you were like, oops, there I go again. And so part of the challenge of this practice is focus, right? To stay present. And it is probably one of the greatest gifts that you can give yourself, is really honing this skill of staying present. Hey, Shelly, welcome. Plenty of space. And so staying focused and staying in the moment means that you're not missing the moments of your life as it goes by. Like right now, this is what we're doing. We're standing on our mats ready to do our practice. And can that be enough? In a moment, we'll be moving and breathing, and we're going to see if we can stay in that. And then it's going to get even more complex, and we're going to get a little sweaty. You might laugh, you might even cry, who knows? You may have some self-judgment, negative self-talk, but you're going to be present for it. You're going to notice. And this is an opportunity for all of us to get to know ourselves a little bit better. Don't think for a moment that this is about putting your foot behind your head or balancing on one arm. We might do that, but that is not what it's about. It's to see if you can remain present while you're doing the things. And I know that life sometimes makes us feel twisted up and off balance. And in those moments, can we stay present with it? And so are you with me? Yeah? Are you with me to try this challenge? To stay right here, to feel your breath, to feel the mat beneath you, and to be in the energy that we're going to create together in this park today and all over the world, all over the country. There are people in their houses rolling their mats out right now in all different time zones. And we all have the same challenge. We all have the same work. Let's root down a little more through the feet so we can rise up a little taller through the crown. Yep. And then inhale, reach your arms up high over your head. And exhale, bring them back down by your sides. So a simple movement. Can you time the movement with the breath? So as you inhale, the arms go all the way up. The inhale is complete as the hands touch. And then as you exhale, the arms come back down by your sides. Let it take as long as your breath to get the arms to go up, and as long as it takes to exhale to get the arms to come down. This is how we infuse the breath and the movement together. Do a few more on your own. Just find your own rhythm and your own pace. We'll do one more here. Let's do this one together. Inhale, arms reach. And on the exhale, forward fold. Just fold right over. Good. Lift halfway on the inhale. And we're going to go to plank on the exhalation. So plank is an interesting pose. It's challenging, but yet it's a real opportunity to get your muscles to work as a team. Push the arms straight, make the legs straight, and pull the belly to the spine. Take one more inhale here. And then, of course, you can put your knees down or not. And we're going to lower ourselves all the way to the belly. Yeah. Inhale for cobra. And look around, ladies. Maybe this is one of the places you can help them. You want the hands back. So the heel of the hand is near the rib cage. The thumb is at the nipple line. We lift up through the crown and we lengthen back through the legs, pointing the toes and pressing the tops of the feet down. So a cobra has a wide hood in the front and a long body behind. See if you can create that in your body. Let's take one more breath. Squeeze the shoulder blades back and the elbows back just a little. And then exhale, release and let it go. Nice. Tuck your toes and then push yourself up and back into downward facing dog. Let's see if we can make friends with this pose. Maybe you bend one knee and straighten the other and work some of the tension through in the hamstrings. So there's a little walking the dog. Keep your head low so there's no tension in the neck, and make sure you're breathing. You can feel the texture of the mat under your hands now. And then we'll push back just a little. Breathe in. As you exhale, look at your hands and start to walk your feet right up to the top of the mat. Once your feet come together at the top of the mat, lift halfway, inhale, fold deeply as you exhale. And then with an inhale, rise with a flat back. So head comes up first, pull in the belly, let's reach to the sky, and then pull the hands into the heart. Good, again, inhale, arms reach. We'll move through that a little smoother. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on the in-breath. And then go to plank and lower on the same exhalation. So we're not going to hold. We're going to take it right down to the belly. And then one breath in cobra. Do all of the things. Lengthening, widening, lifting. Yep. And then exhale, release. Downward facing dog. Okay. Take a few breaths here. Befriend the pose. Try not to avoid the tight spots and try not to exploit the flexibility. We'll just take one more breath. Give a little push back. And then as you exhale, look forward. Let's walk our feet right up to the top of the mat. Bring them together, then lift halfway. Exhale and fold. With a flat back, we'll rise as we inhale all the way up. Reach for the sky. And then pull it to the heart center. One more time, just like that. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen. Inhale. We go to plank and lower on the exhalation. Just move in a little bit, warming up a little bit. Cobra on the inhale. Downward facing dog on the exhalation. So I noticed that there's some of you that have a little space under your hands. See if you can spread your fingers and make a little bit more of an impression with the handprint. It might help to give you a little better integration in the shoulders. That's it. And then lift your hips a touch higher as you try to sink the outer heels. They don't have to touch the mat, but they do want to press a little bit. Let's take one more breath. And then just look forward. Let's walk our feet right up to the top. Lift halfway on the inhale. Fold deeply as you exhale. And then bend your knees, sink your hips, chair pose. And Sam and Sanu, just be aware, like if you're keeping your shoes on, don't walk on anyone's mat, right? Otherwise you take shoes off. There we go. Sit a little deeper. Push down through both feet. Let's come all the way up. Up, 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 up. Stretch to the sky. And then pull it to the heart. We'll keep moving through the spine. Inhale, arms reach. Hook your thumbs together. Make them pull apart. And then take the right one and pull the left one as you stretch over to the right side. So we're going to open up a little bit in the left side body. It should feel good. We usually start this way with a little lateral extension. We want to move the spine in all directions. Inhale, return to center. And now left pulls the right. You feel it. It just kind of tugs a little bit on the right one, and we open up the right side of the body. Make sure you're breathing. And then on your next inhale, come on up. Let your arms go. Beautiful. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Simple movements. Lift halfway on the inhale. And then bend your knees so you can touch down with your hands and step the right foot back. It's a big lunge with the right foot onto the toes. Root the right hand and twist to the left. Again, simple movements. We haven't done anything yet that's contortionist or anything weird. And so we do the best we can to keep form, to keep our presence. Are you breathing? Every time you exhale, you can twist a little deeper. So again, we're integrating the breath into the movement. And I will recommend that that back leg, the right leg, is really straight. Try to lift your knee away from the ground. Yes. Let's take one more big inhale and twist a bit on the exhale. Nice. Eyes down, hands down. Walk your hands a little forward. Lift the right leg up behind you. Balance on your left for a moment. Yep. And then step the right foot in to meet the left. Bend both knees, chair pose. Very good. See if you can feel that the weight is even in both feet and even from the heels to the toes. And then push through those footprints and come up straight up to the sky. Pull your hands right into the heart. Feet starting to come. Inhale, arms reach. I see it changing in your faces. Exhale, forward fold. Lift halfway on the inhale. And again, we'll just soften our knees, touch down, and make that big lunge with the left foot this time. We'll stay on the left toes, make the left leg strong. We root the left hand as we twist open to the right side. Breathing, twisting, integrating, right? Now, if it feels in any way like your chin is coming toward your chest, see if you can draw the chin away from the chest and lengthen your spine. And then remember, you're using your exhales to twist a little more deeply. Let's do it together one more time. Big inhale, and then a little more twist on the exhale. Nice. Eyes go down, hand goes down. Take the hand slightly forward, and then lift the left leg high. Step it forward to meet the right. Bend both knees, chair pose. There we go. All right, let's drop our hands down and the leg behind us, just down and a little bit back, without clasping anything, just kind of taking them a little behind us. And then see if you can lower your chest a little more or lift your arms a little higher. I like what I see. You're looking forward and the shoulder blades are squeezing, yes. Now, pick your heels up. You'll do the same exact pose on your toes. Just to get a sense of where your balance is today. And just to see what your attitude is about the fluctuations. Right? Just embrace them. This is life. Everything isn't always perfect and steady, so you just kind of deal, right? You deal with the fluctuations. And then you put a smile on your face, you sink your heels back down, reach your arms to the sky, and come on up. Yeah, it feels good. And then bring the hands right to the heart. Okay, inhale, arms reach. Let's move. Exhale, forward fold. I like it. Lift halfway on the inhale. Let's go to plank and lower on the exhalation like we did earlier in the warm-up. Cobra on the in-breath. Make cobra beautiful. It's small and mighty. And then downward facing dog. Okay. Right foot steps up. Let's put the left foot flat behind us and come into our first warrior one. Warrior one, the front knee bends, back leg is straight. There's a lot of nuance to this pose. It's a powerful pose, and we want to put our chest plate forward. Your chest plate. Yeah, so think about that. Maybe the left side of the body has to pull a little bit more. And if you feel like you're leaning into the right crease of the hip, lean back. So it's interesting that you lean back, but bring the left side of the body forward at the same time. Yeah. And then make the left leg a little more fierce, and then bend your right knee just a touch more, just so you can feel the edge. Take a breath. On your exhale, take a flow. Hands down, step back and lower. Good morning, my friend. Shabbat Shalom. I see you there. All right, left foot steps. Right foot flat, warrior one. Yeah. Yesterday in my class, I was having a conversation about the warrior pose and how it feels funny to talk about being a warrior and yoga, right? It seems like a peaceful thing and then a not peaceful thing, and I was thinking, like, how do we reconcile that? And I realized that we are all fighting for something. Who here is fighting for their mental health? Who here is fighting for peace in the world? Who here is a warrior for love or some other thing, right? Yeah. That means we're passionate, that we have values and things that matter to us. Go ahead, enhance the movements in your body. Take one more breath. Let's reach a little higher. And then exhale, take your flow. Hands down. Step back lightly, lower slowly. Yeah, we got beats today. Inhale for cobra. And then exhale, downward facing. I like the extra push-ups that I'm seeing, and I like that you're putting your knees down. I think there's a way to move through the flow for everybody. It's just the way it is. I had a teacher a long time ago who used to teach the Ashtanga practice, which is even more vigorous than the Vinyasa, and she used to teach it to the Roadrunners Club in New York City and to people in chairs, wheelchairs. Right? It's about that presence, that consciousness. Take one more breath, push back just a little, and then look forward. Let's walk our feet up to the top of the mat. Good, lift halfway, inhale, fold on the exhale. All right, soften your knees, tuck your chin and your tailbone. So now your body's a little more rounded, and then pull yourself up from the inside. Feel how the muscles organize the bones. You'll restack your spine. You come up with the chin tucking, and then you stand tall, roll the shoulders back. How are we? Are you okay? All right, let's stand right here. Keep the right leg on the ground. Lift the left knee high. And so again, we're just going to play a little bit with the balance. Then take your arms out like a T. I want you to take that left leg and open it out wide. Feels like the goddess pose there. All right, we keep the knee back and the foot flexing. And then go with me. Let's bend the elbows at 90 degrees. Roll the elbows forward and the hands back. Make both legs have action that feels strong. Good. And then we'll squeeze the hands together. Elbows tight, palms press. And we'll bring the left leg around and cross it over the right and sit down like you're doing chair pose. Feel the legs squeeze into each other. Feel the arms squeeze into each other. Not always so easy. It's palm to palm. Yeah, feel that press. And then we'll come back to standing and step the feet together. Let your arms go. Same thing other side. Here we go. Inhale, right knee rises. We'll take the arms out like a T. We get them out of the way. And then we open the right one wide. Feel it press back until you get that little burn in that outer hip. You feel that? You guys feel that? Yeah, that squeeze back just a little bit. Bend the elbows. And then we'll rotate the upper arm bone. It's called external rotation. Elbows come forward, hands go back. Yep, just work on that balance. Both legs working strongly. Yeah, and then we're going to squeeze the arms in. Find that midline, press. And then bring the right one around, cross the knees, and sit down. Maybe your right toes touch the mat. Yeah. Squeeze those legs together. Elbows are touching. Elbows are lifting. It's no fun. Then come on up. Let the arms go. Let your legs go. At least you're smiling. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale and fold. Yeah, we'll move through that. Lift halfway. And then go to plank and lower. Back to that vinyasa. Back to what you know. Integrating your movements with your breath. Inhale for cobra. Make it beautiful. And then downward facing dog. Befriend it. 2 breaths. All right. Right foot steps forward. Please stay on your left toes. High crescent lunge. As you come on up, let's go ahead and come into balance. Hands to heart center. Lean into the right leg and start floating your left leg behind you. I'm going to challenge you here. Pull that left knee to the belly and then open it out wide to the side like you're lifting your knee up to the sky. Knee out wide to the side. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Yeah, that same spot is burning. And then bring it back in and come to stand. I like it. You're playful today. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale and hold. Lift and lengthen. Inhale. We'll go to plank and lower, just like we did before. Same idea, moving through that flow. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing into high crescent lunge. So here we go. Left foot steps up, stay on your right toes. You come on up and then bring the hands into the heart center. So again, trust the front leg. Lean into it a little bit and start to float the back leg high. Right knee is going to pull into the belly. Again, changing position actually makes it a little harder to balance. And then stay parallel to the ground, but lift that left knee out wide to the side. You got it. And then we're just going to put the feet down and come to stand. All right, inhale, arms go up. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's stay. Soften your knees, and then take your left leg and make a big step out, facing the long side of the mat, turning to your left for warrior 2. So in warrior 2, your right toes are pointing to the front edge of the mat, the left foot is stepped back, and we're generous with the stance. Don't be afraid to open up that stance a little bit, and then open the arms wide. This is beautiful. We're going to challenge that front hip again. So bend the right knee a little bit deeper, and then pick up the right heel. Ooh, ooh-wee, yeah? Sink in a little lower, because I think you can. Beautiful. Stay on the toe, reverse your warrior. Left arm down, right arm up. A little balance challenge there. Use the ball of your foot, heel high. As you return to warrior 2, let the heel down. Good. Straighten your right leg, say it. Turn your right toes in and your left toes out. Warrior 2, other side. We'll skip the vinyasa. It's not that hot out today, but it is humid. And so I know we're losing the fluid. You know, I want to just be smart so we can get through everything and move all the joints and walk away feeling good about it and not exhausted. Legs are spread wide, arms are spread wide. See if you can center your head over your tailbone. Some of you are leaning left. See if you can notice that in yourself and just kind of straighten up. That's it. Then we're going to bend the left knee a little more and then lift the left heel up. Let all 5 of your toes bend on the left foot. Maybe press the left knee open a little more and then sink in a little deeper. Woo! I know you feel that. Reverse your warrior. Right arm down, left arm up. Long through the side waist. Yeah, breathing. Back leg is strong. Front one is strong. Now, as you return to warrior 2, the heel goes down. Good. Let's straighten the left leg. Turn your left toes in. Now you're facing the side, hands on your hips. Good. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold. Get a little bit of a break. Okay. Let's release our hands down to the floor. Keep the feet wide and keep the heels pressing down. But start walking your hands forward. It almost feels like you're in like a big, wide down dog. Yeah, it's kind of nice, I hope. Keep pressing the hips back as you reach your arms forward. Enjoy the space. Good. Let the chest down a little bit. And then start walking your hands back in. All right. Hands to your hips, empty out your lungs. Inhale, lower eyes all the way back up. Let's turn both of our feet out now. So toes out, knees out. And then come down into real goddess pose, both knees bending. And this is one of those moments where sometimes you got to rock a little side to side. You might have to adjust your footing, because once you bend the knees, your feet might not be in the right place. So you got to feel that in your own body. We want our toes, knees, and hips to turn out to the same degree. And go ahead and take those goddess arms. Bend the elbows at 90 degrees. Elbows forward, hands back. Feel that rotation of the shoulder and the upper arm bone. Collarbones feel wide. Hold your head high. Okay, sink in a little bit deeper. Pull up in the pelvic floor for support. And now squeeze your arms together in front like we did before. Elbows together, palms pressing together. It's confusing for your brain because your lower body is trying to open, your upper body is trying to squeeze. I like what I see. Okay, let's open the arms back out. Straighten the arms up overhead and straighten your legs. Woo, say it, yeah, let it go. All right, one more time, bend those knees, open the arms. Let's take the right arm under the left arm and create eagle arms. So we go right under left, then we try to cross the forearms or the wrists, and maybe the fingers touch, the palms touch, or the backs of the hands can squeeze together. Now, elbows rise as high as the shoulders, and hands move away from the face. Can you keep the knees wide and start to fold halfway? Go to a flat back, look out past your fingers. Woo, that is so good. You guys are playful today. I like what I see. Belly in, lots of support here. Don't be afraid to bend the knees. And then nice and slow, come on up. Okay, stay where you are. Lift your right heel. Sink in a little deeper to the right hip. All right, now we're ready. Put the heel down, release your arms. Straighten your legs as you reach up high to the sky. And then exhale, fold over and recover. We okay? Yeah? All right. We got another side. So this is your moment to check in. Very often it's the poses that keep us present. And so while we're moving, you're focused, but it's in these moments where sometimes we disassociate or we check out. So I'm asking you in this moment to check in. Feel your breath. Feel the mat beneath you. All right. Hands onto your hips. Empty your lungs. And rise with a flat back. Let's turn our toes out and bend both knees. Goddess arms. Bend the elbows. Fingers to the sky. Create the integration of the shoulders. Pull those shoulder blades down. This time, let's squeeze the elbows into the waistline. Go down and in. Try to tuck your elbows behind your waist and keep the collarbones wide. Fingers spread out. Hold your head high. Got this. And then we lift the elbows back up and we take eagle arms to the other side. Left under right. With a flat back, we keep the knees pressing back and we fold. Lots of lift in the pelvic floor, lots of lift in the belly. Look out past your fingers. And then slowly, slowly return to standing. We keep the arms and then we lift the left heel. Sink in just a little deeper on the left side. And then as you put your heel down, you can straighten your legs, release your arms, and reach high. Good. Exhale, fold in. Toes turn in as you fold. So far, so good. Everybody seems to be with me. Let's recover here for a moment. Take another breath. You know that you can stop anytime for a water break or a wipe off. All right. Lift halfway, hands on your hips. Empty the lungs. And then rise on an inhalation. Okay, turn your toes out. Come back into goddess. Right arm under left, eagle arms. So the body's going, okay, I've been here before, I got this. Now this is a little bit of a weird move, but I love it. You're gonna have to balance for a moment. All right, we have right under left. And so what we're gonna do is put a little extra weight in the left foot, pick up the right heel, maybe even step in slightly. And then I want you to pick up your right leg and face the back of the mat and create eagle legs, facing the back corner of the mat, and then fold with a flat back. Yeah. There we go, flat back. Look out past the fingers, you're amazing. Now when we come out of this, we're gonna kind of lift and go slow. So we keep the arms, but we come on up, we pick up the right leg, open it all the way wide, and step back out to goddess. You got it. Let's just sway a little side to side. Start to let the arms go. Take them out like a T. Let this feel a little less rigid, a little bit more fluid. We got some beats today, so if you feel on the beats, you can move a little bit. That's it. And then we're going to take left arm under right for eagle. Sink in there just a little deeper. We're going to put a little extra weight on the right foot, lift the left heel, maybe slide the toes in a little bit closer. And then we pick up that left leg, bring it around. You're an eagle facing forward. Wrap that leg around. You can hook the foot or touch the foot down, and then come into a flat back. Very nice, everybody. And you know, when we come out, we got to be a little bit in control of the balance. So we come out slow, we untangle the legs, take that big wide step out to the left, and then sway a little bit. Let the arms go. Let's take them out like a T. One more time, sink in a little lower, and then come all the way up. Reach for the sky. Let's keep the toes out, but take the forward fold here. It's an interesting sensation in the legs. Head goes down, and we breathe. Okay. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Just walk your fingers to the front of your mat and turn your feet as you go. We're in a lunge, and then we'll step back to plank. Lower yourself down nice and slow. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, we'll walk our hands toward the back of the mat. As you get to the back, squat down into Malasana. So you can widen your feet, the toes turn out, the knees kind of bend and turn out. And you can do this on flat feet, or some of us do it on our toes. It's all good. See if you can get your head up. Okay. So there's usually a lock where we push the elbows into the knees and we squeeze the knees into the elbows. See if you can just create that without the elbows. Because we're going to take eagle arms, right under left. Now lift the elbows high, lift your head high. Remember to lift your pelvic floor. Yeah, so we're not sinking. And then we'll release the arms, straighten the legs, take your time. Ease out of those knees slowly, turn your feet forward and rest. Maybe you sway a little side to side. If it feels good, one breath at a time. Just feel your body come back into the present moment. And then we find our way back into our Malasana. Knees bend and we sink down. Flat feet or on the heels, on the toes. And then we create that feeling of block and lift in the pelvic floor. And then we'll take left arm under right for eagle here. I just find it so interesting when we have one part of the body in and the other part out, right? It's so interesting. So just be in that. Feel the integration and the squeeze in the arms and feel the opening of the hips. Lift a little in the pelvis. We'll take one more breath here, and then let it go nice and slow. Hands down, bottoms up. Yep. Turn your feet straight and recover. Are we still okay? Now we soften both knees. Tuck the tailbone and the chin like we did earlier, and we roll up like a rag doll. Okay. Go ahead and take a walk right up to the top of the mat. Bring your feet together as if to say, I'm here and I am ready. As if to say, my yoga begins now. Everything we already did is in the past. And all we really have is this moment. Let's be in it fully. Let's feel that pulsation of prana, that heartbeat in our chest, that breath moving through us. And then nice and slow, Vinyasa flow. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on the inhale. Let's go to plank and lower on the exhalation. Inhale to cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. All right. So the right foot's going to step up, the left knee is going to go down. Let's take our stance a little wider and a little longer. And again, a little playful attitude here. Let's put both hands down on the mat. And we'll put both hands to the inside. Most of you did it, but not everyone. So both hands on the inside. And make sure that the right foot went a little wide toward the edge of the mat. Now, take the left hand out a little wide near the edge of the mat. And then our right hand on the knee for a really beautiful open twist. Left arm is straight, chest is lifted, chest is wide open. And you have the freedom, if you want to roll on your pinky edge of your right foot, let your knee drop open. Then lean back. Add some extension to the spine. That's beautiful. You can take any part of that. You can stay where you are, you can back off, or you could bend the left knee behind you, look over your right shoulder, see if you can grab that foot behind you and make a bind. Now that foot can kick back and open the back bend a little bit more, open the twist a little bit more, or you can turn and look down and squeeze that heel toward your left glute. So it depends what matters more to you, your quadricep or your psoas. And you can try both. If someone's having trouble making the bind, maybe you help. And then we're just going to let that go. Put both hands on the floor. Let's pull the right leg back and take child's pose. A wide leg child's pose. Sink back. Create a nice deep fold in the crease of the hips and soften. Yeah, I heard that sound. You're always free to say it. Just say whatever it is. Don't hold it in. Don't stuff it down. I think some of those sounds need to be expressed. 2 more breaths. Really honoring the moment, doing your best to stay right here. And then we come back up, tabletop. Left foot steps forward, right knee stays down. Let's open it a little longer and a little wider. There we go. And we want that left foot near the edge and the right hand near the edge, so we're a little wide in the top of the pose. And then you can put your left hand on your knee and start exploring that twist. And the more you come forward, so the idea here is that we bend the right knee and we bring the hips down, leave the foot down, yeah. And then straighten the right arm, straighten the left arm, really straighten. There you go. How's that? And you can stay where you are, you can back off, or you can explore the bind. Maybe you look over the left shoulder, reach for the foot behind you, and you can either pull it toward the glute or kick it back to create a back bend and a big widening of the collarbones, drawing the head back too. So enjoy where you're at, feel it. Don't do anything that's an exploitation of your flexibility or an avoidance of your tight spots. See if you can work in a balanced action. I feel like that is where the truth abides, in that place of balance, where it's not too much and it's not too little, but it is just right. And then we'll let go of the behind, look down, place your hand down, and pull the left leg back for your child's pose. To a seated position. Some of you will just rise onto your heels. Some of you will rather swing your feet around in front. Take those feet down just a little bit. So, a lot of movement today. Some new movements today. And here we find ourselves in the stillness. Everything about yoga is about balance. And so I feel like as your teacher, as your guide, it's my responsibility to have us abide in both. Not to just come out here and do all the poses we possibly can in an hour and then go run off into our day. For me, the Vinyasa actually mimics, it perpetuates the pace of my life. And these moments of stillness are actually giving me a taste of something different. So if you would, just stay with me here. Draw your tailbone down, lift your head up high, and see if you can stay just as present without the movement. Feel for your heartbeat, feel for your breath. Notice the positioning of your body. This too is one of the quintessential poses of yoga. Can we do it well? If your knees or your hips don't like to sit like this, sit like this. You know? Take care of yourself. Elongate your spine. That is where our central channel is for all of our energy, our emotions. See if we can open that channel. We root to the earth, we lift the crown to the sky, and we breathe. After a few moments, you start to realize how hard it is to just sit. And that this pose requires work and practice just like all of the others. And so we stay for just a little bit longer. Root the tail, lift the crown. Hold your head high, hold your heart high. And then together as a group, one big collective energy. Let's take a deep breath in. And then let out a sigh as we soften and release the posture. Just kind of melt your spine, melt your belly, let your head fall forward. The slouch is going to feel really good. Slouch asana, right? Just round the back and let all that tension go. And then as you come back up, let's open the feet a little bit wide. So feet off the mat even, a little wider. Yeah, than the mat. But we're sitting and the knees are bent. And I'd like you to take your right arm and just slip it under the leg and kind of grip the ground beneath you. See if you can get your feet flat. Feet flat, knees up, just nice and wide. There you go. And then we root the right hand down and we twist open to the left. I'll go this way. So yeah. Feet are wider than the knees. So if your feet are in a little closer, that's probably why you're having trouble. Get the feet out a little wider. Yeah. across the chest, tip the ears back, look for your left thumb. And then return to center, let's switch sides. Tailbone down, heart lift, open wide across the chest. Think about all of those eagle moments where we were compressing in the armpit, chest, and the collarbones, and here we open wide. And then we'll come back to center. Go ahead and lift up your feet, bring them to the center of your mat, and then lay yourself down onto your back. Yeah, it's that time. Someone's clapping. Don't get so excited. We got one more thing to do before I really let you relax. So we're going to cross right leg over left, knee over knee, then lift the left foot off the ground and see if you can make the eagle bind. If you didn't get the bind when we were standing, you might get it here on your back. So right foot kind of hooks around left ankle. It's knee to knee, knee to knee. Think about that. Cross your right knee over your left knee, and then try to hook your foot around your ankle. Yeah, there you go. Okay, now, right arm under left, so we got eagle on our back. Yep. And then we're going to lift everything up and in. Squeeze the elbows to the knees to the elbows. It's coming from your core. Don't strain your neck. Try to look up at your fingers. Come on, squeeze it in. Shorten the distance between your ribs and your hips. Come on, you got this, belly to spine. It's going to burn just a little bit, but that's how we get stronger. Give me one more breath. And then slowly put the feet down. Uncross your feet and conscious rest. Arms open like a T. Good. As the arms open out wide, put the soles of your feet together. Let them drop open. Soles of the feet together, knees drop open. Find your breath. So we're in Supta Baddha Konasana. Feels good to let that energy release. And then we're going to create that action on the other side. Knees come up, cross the left knee over the right. See if you can lift it off the ground and make the hook, make the bind. And then reach your arms up and go left under right. So it's left over right this time. Switch your legs for me. Yeah, there you go. And then crunch. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of core work, right? The stronger our core, the more grace and strength we can bring to the practice every week. And so we lift up, we squeeze in, and we hold. Those static contractions are where the strength really, really builds. Pull the belly to the spine, squeeze in just a little tighter. Right where you want to get out, take one more breath. And then let it go. Uncross the legs, plant both feet, open your arms out wide like a T, and then soles of the feet together, let your knees drop apart. See if you can feel the softness, feel the effervescence of your energy, just letting it expand and release. Breathing in, breathing out, as if to say right here in this moment, I am here, I am ready. In this moment, I am living fully, in my body, in my breath, in my community, in nature. And then go ahead and draw both knees back up. Let's pull just the right knee to the belly and extend the left leg long. And then we'll take a spinal twist over to the left. And it would be nice and yummy if you want to assist the twist here a little bit. There's a whole nother level of trying to assist and observe when you're doing it in someone else's class, right? So you gotta find the right timing. You can't waste a lot of time. You gotta get in there and do it, because before you know it, I'm gonna be calling them out. You know? That's it. go ahead and take a long, slow, deep breath in and a complete breath out. And then roll back to the center and we will switch sides. So a simple squeeze of the left knee and extension of the right leg. You feel the push and the pull, little balancing of the pelvis. And then we make that into our twist going to the right side. So the leg crosses the midline of the body. Make sure you're breathing. Maybe softening a little. And then we'll do that long, slow, deep breath in and complete breath out. And then return to the center. Let's draw both knees up and into the belly. Give yourself a little squeeze. Move around a little more organically, so you're not listening for my cues, but you're listening to the sensations of the body. So you know if you want to rock up and down or left to right, if you want to move your legs, like all of the choices are available to you. There's nothing right or wrong or good or bad about any of it. Feel ready to let go. We'll put our feet back onto the ground. Slide each one of your legs all the way out. Let's release our arms down by our sides, turning the palms and the elbow creases to face upward so that we get that external rotation of the shoulder again. And it feels like the shoulder blades are sitting flat on the mat. And here we just start to notice the breath. We don't have to change it. We don't have to control it. We just befriend it. And we're going to let ourselves settle for a few moments. Again, just a relationship with the stillness. there's a knowing that there are container after container after container moving stuff. All that stuff. And we don't have to do a thing about it. It just moves on. Each of us just doing the best we can of what we have. Each on our own path. There's nothing personal about it. No one said like, oh, let's make sure we send the train when we're in Shavasana. Right? It just is. Just like the sounds of the birds. Before you move and before you get up, just go ahead and blink your eyes open. Look at how the breeze is moving through the leaves and how the sun glistens on the leaves and the sky is so beautiful. And know in this moment that you are not separate from, but you are one with all of it. When you feel ready, you can start to stretch and move a little, and maybe breathe a little bit more. And eventually come on up and sit. This is always my favorite moment. Sometimes it's pretty damn good when you're moving too. But this moment when you come up from Shavasana, and I can see the way the yoga has touched you. And then every week my hope is that you'll take it with you. And then as you move through the day today, that you might stop for a second and say like, oh, I'm here and I'm ready. I am ready for this moment. And we want to pause and breathe and really feel those really good and precious, simple moments of life, and even the challenging ones. Don't be afraid to sit in them too. There's stuff to learn about ourselves and about situations, gathering wisdom and experience. Yoga doesn't promise rainbows and butterflies, although in this moment you would think it does. It kind of feels like it does. But what it does is it gives us tools. It gives us tools to handle the best and the worst and everything in between with a little more grace. Because we'll be present, responsive, not reactive. Like all of these are gifts from the practice. So please, please take your yoga with you off the mat. Don't roll it up and leave it here in this park. It is at its most valuable when you carry it into the rest of your day. Bring your hands together at your heart. We'll close the practice with the beautiful and sacred sound of Om. Don't be afraid to open your mouth a little. Some of you Om with a really kind of just a little opening. It goes Om, right? And if you just open it and just go Om. I'm not any louder, but I'm just letting it out, right? So go ahead. Bring your hands together at the heart, and together we'll just make a sound. Deep breath in. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om, peace, peace, perfect peace. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings be happy and free. May the actions of my life and all of our lives somehow contribute to that happiness and that freedom for all, so that we may all know days where we can step into the world knowing peace, peace, perfect peace. Thank you so much for coming. Namaste, my friends. Namaste. Thank you.